Hi everybody, this is just a quick demo of a couple of new features that came in recently and I want you to know about them. The first is action item work areas. Now you're familiar with action items. They look like this. This is a list of action items and again you can filter them and rearrange them, but John wanted for the operational meetings a little bit more structure on this. So what I've now added is not only the action item view and the status list view, which we had before, but also the task areas. So if I go to manage task areas, I'll see that I created two task areas, potentially some companies, and so the idea is that I want to be able to group my action items by this. So I can go look at this. There is a status on this, and of that whole area. So you can see what the status is, but that's all we have now. What this affects is if I go into status list view, what you see here is you'll see all the action items and the details on the action items, but you're seeing them grouped by these work areas. And where that comes in is that when you go and set the details, there's now a way to set which task area it came into. So for instance, if we want to make, let's take a look at this. I've got some items here that don't have anything, that don't have an area. They're sort of in this area by itself. So let me go ahead and create an area. This put up bookshelf is like home improvements, right? So manage task areas. I'm going to create a new task areas. I'm going to call it home improvements. And we'll just save that. So that's all we really need on that. So now home improvements is an item there. Let's go back to that status list view and let's choose that pick up bookshelf and put it in the home improvement category. What we'll see now is that there's this item appears under home improvement. So that's basically it. It's just a way of organizing everything here. And the idea is if these are the main things that you're worried about, your main areas that you continually meet about, this collects all of these tasks together, and everything else works as you might expect it. If there are completed tasks will appear in the area that they're associated with, and this way you can run through these, see what the status is, and move on and done. So you're sort of get a daily checkup on how things are going. Now the second area had to do with documents, and here's a list of documents that we have. These icons here indicate whether the document is public or not. So this means public and this means member only. I found that really doesn't work very well. People are very uncomfortable with assigning a document as being just public. They feel like they don't have any control over it. So I came up with a different idea, and that's what we call the share ports. So right now we have no share ports. Before I go in there, notice that we have two documents marked fiscal policy and two. Hi everybody, this is just a quick demo of a couple of new features that came in recently and I want you to know about them. The first is action item work areas. Now we're going to choose the fiscal policy. So here are all fiscal policy documents. I've defined a filter criteria of using the label here. And I can say here, we are required to keep these public. Maybe there's some reason for that. All right, so that's it. I'll save that. That's one of them. And I'll make another one. And this one is going to be all MP3 files. So in this case, I'm just going to put MP3 in my filter criteria, and that's it. All right, so I have two of them. I can edit them with the edit icon, but if I want to see what they look like, I can click on this little eye here. Now here what we're seeing is a very bare bones page. There's no extraneous links on here. There's no menu items or anything like that. All I can do is download the documents, which is what I want. So that's in this case, this was the fiscal policy documents. They aren't really fiscal policy documents, but they're marked that way. And here I have all of the MP3 files. So again, That's in fact the case here. They are, and that shows you the size. And this page can be shared with anybody. If you, I want to add an option here to mail it to somebody. Probably I would add that option onto this page here. We'd have some way to mail it. But after you mail it, it'll become a link. They will see a page, whether they're logged in or not, they will see a page that looks exactly like this. So if you have documents that you need to distribute to people, the share port becomes an easy way to do that. And also you may, this was the little comment that we put there. This was the title. So whatever you put there comes up there, and then this is all the stuff that comes from the document itself. It does give you, again, the idea that what you're sharing is a list of documents instead of marking each document as being shared or not, public or not. And you can take this and you can have different shares for different people, and then of course you send it to the people that need those other different documents. So even if you have a private document, the idea is that this is hard to guess. So you can create a SharePort and then send a link to the SharePort to somebody, and they can't link to any other SharePorts here. They can't get to anything else. They can just get to the documents that you send to them. So that's it. We have grouping of action items in the action item list, and we have SharePorts to allow you to share documents out.